And the BAFTA is awarded to Adeel Akhtar for Murdered by My Father.
It's very strange to accept an award when you know you're just in front of a long line of people who helped make this happen. Bruce, director who guided me through it all. Oh, I'm going to go in a minute. Kieran, who I acted opposite, and because of her bold choices, it allowed me to do what I did. Toby, the producer, they're all sitting in row K, so I'm just getting a visual on them. Aisha, the producer as well. I'd like to thank my agents, Hatton, McEwen, Pemford, and Jess, who works in the office. I had to play a character who isolated himself from the best part of himself because he was scared, and that isolation compounded itself and ultimately became destructive to himself. And he lost his compassion and his kindness. And I'd like to dedicate this award to my wife and my 9-month baby, who remind me to be kind and compassionate every day. Thank you.
Leading actor winner, Adeel
Wow.
Akhtar. That
Yes.
sounds pretty nice, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It still sounds a bit irreal, like it's not really happening, but it is.
It
and
genuinely
it happened.
is.
It just happened, yes.
You haven't been punked. This
I
is
haven't
for
been
real.
punked. Yeah. This is all happening, yeah.
When you were first making this programme, you must have realised that it was something different and that it was something that was going to get a lot of reaction and was going to really mean a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah. I think when I first read the script, I was immediately taken by the idea that it wasn't specific to a culture or religion, and it was a human story about these individuals who are struggling. And that's what attracted me to it more than anything else. And that's Vinay's writing more than anything.
The subject matter is obviously so dark, and the writer, Vinay, has said before that he was quite reluctant in working in something like an honour killing. Did you share any of those concerns? Were you also reluctant to get involved in this project?
I suppose there's a fear in getting involved with anything that you know is going to be challenging. And so there's those sorts of feelings that you attach to a script. But then more often than not, that's sometimes the reason to do it in a weird way. It's like this sort of dualistic thing of like it terrifying you, but then going for it, So, yeah.
Your character's a really complicated one because obviously he performs an act that's really very barbaric, but also is incredibly well drawn. Doesn't start off as a monster. That's not his story at the beginning.
No.
That must be, as a performer, an exciting person to get hold of because you're thinking there's just so many layers to this for me to explore.
Yeah, I think it's just the idea that people are complicated, and the world that we're living, especially now, we're living in really sort of precarious times, and that things aren't as easy as we want them to be. And this guy he tried to love in the right way, but like I said, when I accepted the BAFTA, he isolated himself to the point where it became his isolation became destructive and ultimately became self-destructive. So, and that's a complicated story to tell.
Well, it's a thoroughly deserved award.
Oh,
the
man.
serious
Thank
bit
you.
is over now. You get to go and relax and enjoy
Yeah, have a
yourself.
glass of wine or something. Thank you,
Absolutely.
guys. Thank you very much.
Great
Cheers.
choice.